A pack of wolves would be quite terrifying for anyone, especially for a lone horse. However, in today's story, it was a horse that terrified a photographer with what it ended up doing to some wolves. Let's take a look at some incredibly crazy things horses have done. You won't believe some of them. Protecting the foal. Horses may be considered timid and fearful animals by nature, but many of them prove otherwise when the circumstances are right. Horses are more than capable of stepping up and showing their bravery, just like this mother did. Maternal love is phenomenal, and it's no different when it comes to horses and their babies. In 2015, in the mountains of Montana, a foal named Petrit was born. However, it did not receive a warm or easy welcome, and its mother had no time to rest before needing to defend it. Just moments after giving birth, the mare was immediately set to protect her new baby. She was quickly put to the test before the foal could even stand up, let alone walk. A band of wild Mustang stallions appeared out of nowhere, despite the fact that the mare had just given birth to her foal moments before the video was recorded. The group of wild animals tried to claim her and were relentless in their efforts. At the beginning of the video, she is seen walking in circles around her foal, trying to protect it from all angles in case one of the 5 or 6 stallions decided to attack. Once the animals appeared, she didn't hesitate for even a second before charging at one of them, trying to bite and drive it away. She then positioned herself, facing the foal with her back toward the approaching stallions, so she could easily kick them if they came too close. Despite being outnumbered, she never gave up protecting herself or the baby, not even for a moment. Luckily, the other stallions grew tired, and soon only 2 remained fighting over the mare. In the end, she managed to scare them off as well. Perhaps they decided it wasn't worth the fight. Well done, Mom. What incredible courage she showed to stand up to such a large group of stallions just minutes after giving birth. Horses are truly resilient creatures. A hero horse saves its owner from a wild coyote. But horses aren't only willing to protect their own kind. If you've never owned a horse, it might be hard to understand just how close a bond you can form with them. Robert Benetton Jr. knows firsthand how loyal and brave they can be. You won't believe what this horse did to save the man who cared for him. I can barely believe it myself. Scory was a gentle giant, 14 years old at the time of the incident. He was known for his kind and easygoing nature. A sweet horse, through and through. In fact, he spent many summers working at a children's camp, adored by everyone. Robert probably never thought Scory had a wild or aggressive bone in his body, until an unlikely event proved otherwise. The incident happened one early morning when Robert went from his house to his brother's farm, Olden, with the innocent intention of feeding the family's horses before heading back home. Suddenly, a pack of 5 wild, hungry coyotes appeared out of nowhere, ready to fight the 68-year-old man. They charged at him at a breakneck speed down the hill. Unfortunately for Robert, he was only equipped with a walking stick and stood no chance if the coyotes decided to surround him. Paralyzed with fear and certain he couldn't save himself, he miraculously spotted Scory grazing near a creek. Desperately, he called for help, and the great horse galloped over without hesitation. Scory didn't waste time. Positioning himself between Robert and the pack of coyotes, he quickly began rearing, kicking, and neighing in an attempt to scare off the wild animals. Hearing the commotion, 3 other horses, Danny Boy, Levy, and Cody, came running and helped form a protective circle around Robert. Soon, another horse, Blue, joined the group, ready to fight. However, the courageous group of horses didn't deter the coyotes, who held their ground. The largest coyote in the pack lunged forward, but Danny Boy kicked it away. Undeterred, the coyote advanced again with bared teeth and a nasty growl. When it lunged once more, Scory turned and kicked it away before another horse, Levy, struck it in the head, knocking it to the ground. Seeing the fight, the horses were willing to put up for the 68-year-old man. The wild pack decided to try their luck elsewhere and ran off. Although Robert knows all the horses risked their lives to save him, he was especially amazed by Scory's immense bravery. He had never seen this side of the horse before, previously thinking of him as nothing more than a big, friendly giant who wouldn't hurt a fly. This incident proves that even the sweetest, most docile of horses are willing to go to extremes for someone they care about. The horse, surrounded by 6 wild wolves. Now, the story of the horse that was surrounded by 6 wild wolves What did this animal do to terrify the photographer so much? While a nature photographer was filming a pack of wild wolves frolicking in the snow, the last thing he expected happened. As he documented and marveled at the animals, he was shocked to see a horse tempting fate by getting too close to the pack. As you may know, wolves are apex predators. Not only can they be incredibly fierce, but they also travel in large groups and are often known to attack unsuspecting animals. On the opposite end of the spectrum is the gentle horse, known for its skittish nature. It's quite unusual for a horse to approach a large, hungry pack with such audacity. However, this horse not only approached them but also strolled around nonchalantly, paying no attention to the wild canines. This might make us think the horse hadn't seen the full pack, especially considering what happened next. But first, what made this horse so freely approach this group of wild wolves? Due to the extremely harsh weather conditions, the animal had likely been struggling to find food for some time. There would have been little vegetation available, as most of the ground was covered in snow. So, when the horse spotted a small patch of grass among the wolves, it couldn't pass up the opportunity. After boldly walking into the group to eat, the pack was more than stunned to see the horse showing no fear. According to the photographer, the wolves had no idea how to react and simply watched in astonishment. Surprisingly, some of the wolves even stepped aside as the horse moved to graze on another patch of grass. Now for the most shocking part. What did this horse do that terrified the photographer so much? The horse slowly approached the pack, which had now surrounded it completely. There was no escape if they decided to attack. And even if there were, the horse wouldn't have been able to outrun so many wolves. Knowing this, the horse kept its head low at all times and completely ignored the predators. This was a signal to the pack that it wasn't a threat, and hoped they wouldn't be a threat to it either. After this, however, the horse did something entirely unexpected. It started rolling playfully in the snow like a carefree puppy. The horse threw itself on the ground and began to roll around, kicking up snow and jumping with joy in the most unexpected way. While doing this, the pack of 6 wolves just stood there, staring in utter disbelief. None of them seemed to know how to react. They didn't move a muscle, except to jump back in fright whenever the horse accidentally kicked snow in their direction. After a minute of entertainment, the horse got back on its feet and walked away casually. Isn't this story incredible? The horse was very fortunate to emerge completely unscathed from this encounter, whether because the pack had already eaten that day and wasn't hungry, or because they were absolutely baffled by what they were witnessing. This horse was exceptionally lucky, as not many could leave a situation like this with such ease. The moral of these stories is that horses can be truly tough. Contrary to popular belief, which of these cases impressed you the most? Thank you for watching, and see you next time.